Hello, everyone.
Sorry, guys, you interrupted me. I was just enjoying my freedom.
Freedom.
I thought you were enjoying dinner.
No, that's dinner is long gone. Who eats dinner this late at 8 p.m.? This is Hearns' lifetime.
That's it. I haven't had dinner yet.
It's Friday. We're off the leash. Who's feeling good?
Feeling good. The pubs are full.
Very good. Very good.
Is it? How was the ride home?
My ride home was about 30 meters to the train and then another 60 meters from the train home. So very good. Good ride home. Yeah,
that's good.
Sounds comfortable.
Train was packed. There was like 10 times more the people than we used to have. Normally one person per carriage. There was one person per seat. Per group of seat, actually. Full.
Wow. That's full.
It's funny. We don't even remember how full the trains are. Used to be.
I know, right?
I couldn't see it.
Fantastic. Welcome to episode 70.
Welcome to episode 70, indeed.
We have many viewers already.
There's quite a few people online. There's Tony,
I thought
Shane,
they'll be at the pub.
They could be at the pub. They're tuned in.
They could be at the pub watching on their phone.
That's right.
After. Maybe we're streaming live at the pub.
Yeah.
So
what have we got, guys? What's going on?
We've got a bit of everything, haven't we? Oh, the car. The car of the week. What do we have here?
This is very special.
You love your little rail cars, don't you?
Yeah. That's all I can fit in my pocket on my way home on Friday night.
So what do we need to know?
So we need to know, obviously, the color, which is very interesting color, but obviously the make, the model, and I think we can even guess. No, there's no year on this one, so no year. So make a model, I guess.
It's a particular version of this one, isn't it?
It is a particular version, yes. But let me guess it. Let's see if anyone can guess it. Here we go. This is it. So what do we have tonight? We've got some plastic kits. We've got quite a few new arrivals.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a mega special box.
Mm-hmm.
Is there only one or multiples?
I've got a couple of boxes to unload on you guys tonight.
But there is one mega special.
Oh, that's so exciting.
So, and what else do we have? I don't know. Let's get started.
I've got a few little tricks that I'll talk about as well. So I've been playing around with a few different things. Cool. I've got some guesses there.
Already?
Is it a Bentley?
Oh, is it a Bentley? Let me check the instructions. No. It's not a Bentley.
We've got some viewers from Queensland.
Oh,
Queensland.
Hello, Queensland.
Oh, yes, I can see that.
Big shout out to Jordan up there.
Yes. Welcome, everyone. So episode 70, thank you. So we are live every Friday night. Well, we used to be live during the day in the shop, but we're still in lockdown, so we are live from home. So we've done...
Thought, what the hell? What else better to do on a Friday night than to bring joy and happiness to the world?
That's right.
Indeed.
Not just 9 to 5, at night as well.
At night. And
this
over again
week
the next day.
We are licking the stamp and sending it.
Indeed. But this weekend we may be able to go out and play with toy cars.
Stop it.
Some big plans.
Stop
big plans. I'm pulling out some of my old engines here, getting them ready.
What are you going to do with that?
I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
Just hold it.
You can put it
Just
on
hold
your
it. Just feel good about it.
Make some sounds.
Yeah, I'll have to make some sounds. So cool. So who wants to have a start? Do you go with the box or
I want to go because I've got two boxes, so I'm going to get stuck into box number one. And
all right.
I've been like a dog wagging his tail all day today.
Oh, that's special, isn't it?
Have a look at this guy.
Are you starting with the best box?
I'm kissing it. You haven't seen me kiss one before? That is amazing. Have a look at the work on that.
Good stuff.
Alan from Tix R&D has given us a very own Brett's box to take home. Now, these are going to be available. I don't know that we'll do a special every week, but we'll definitely do a special. Maybe we will do it every week. We'll make these available to viewers. What's special about what's in this box is the guys at home can have it too. And it can be even delivered in the very same box. bit of help from Tommy, and this will come in the mail right to the doorstep. Let's jump right in and have a look. So this week, I was running around, and you know what? I was so uber impressed with my new stuff, and I thought you guys would love it too. So this is the new Aromax stuff, and we've got our full range. What we've got in store. So we've got a new limited edition 5.5mm driver. We've got a 1.5mm hex driver. 2.5, of course, the ever favorite 2, 3. We've got a new black and gold quick drive handle. Now this all comes in the box, so you can't pick and choose what's in the box. That's what just comes in the box. You got to love the box, you got to engage in the box, and you got to have the box. We've got a camber gauge. This is good for all things 1/8 off-road, 1/8 on-road, 1/10 off-road. Can probably do 1/10 on-road. Might be a little bit big, might dwarf it. It's probably a little bit big for a Mini Z, but you know what? We could try it.
Never say anything's impossible.
This one here is the bag. It's a car bag. I really want to bust it open, but I want somebody else to do it. Now my one's, unfortunately, I left it at the office. It's over the VQS that we did a couple of weeks ago, keeping it nice and snug. That's another project that's underway. So yeah, this car bag, and you know what? The sad thing is, guys, I actually use one as a pillowcase. That's how much I love Aromax. You might think it's the perfect size for a 1/10, you know, on-road car or off-road car or whatever, but no. I stuff my old pillow in there and I use it for my pillowcase every night, and I have sweet Aromax dreams. So this is what's coming in Brett's box. This is what's coming in Brett's box this week. I don't even know how we order it yet because it was sort of done. This box only came in store very late in the afternoon. And so we're going to put maybe a link, I suppose, of something to buy, a product. Yeah. Now that would usually be in excess of $300. I think we've got that down to like $240. Is that right, Nick? Did you say $249?
Yeah, something like that, I think. Yeah.
Wow. So you can't pick and choose. Of course, you can add to it, but you can't take out. You can't say, "Oh, I don't want the car bag. Can you swap it for a tie warmer?" No, the box is the box. That's how it comes, and that's this week's box. So you're going to save yourself like $50. You're going to have some fun, and you're going to get to take away your very own Brett's box.
Wow.
And there is only one ever made, never to be repeated.
Well, I was sick of being everybody say, Brett, what's in your box? I'm saying, you know what's in my box? You can have the same box.
Excellent.
That's good.
I don't know what to say there.
That's it.
That's right.
That's Brett's box, limited edition.
Excellent. That's wonderful.
Limited edition.
So, once this is sold, there'll be a new one.
A different
So
one.
if you don't make any other one, that means this isn't sold, isn't it?
That very box that's got the moustache print on it and the lip prints, that's the one you're going to get.
Well, it looks like you need to sign your box.
Can you sign it?
I'm going to give it a COVID wipe and I will sign it.
Good.
Oh, nice.
We're going to make sure it's COVID free. It's off the leash and out the door.
Nice. Indeed. Nice touches.
Well, these are a request, actually. You're going to have to sign it now.
There you go.
I can sign it.
That's it.
I can definitely sign it.
Good.
It wouldn't be the first time I've been asked for, an autograph, but hey.
You're special.
It's always the second time.
Or fingerprints, or
Also got a guess on the car.
What have we got?
A guess on the car. Hold on. What is it? Have I missed it?
You've missed it.
Is that or a Bentley? It's not a Bentley. What is it, Bidge?
Con is asking, is it a Jag?
Oh, sorry. I see that.
Jag.
Well, reading the card, yes, it is a Jag.
What?
It's a Jag.
It is a Jag.
Jag.
Now, to guess the model, that's a whole different story. So it's definitely Jag. Let's put it out again.
It is a good-looking car.
It's amazing how good they make them look. They're so small.
It's the sort of thing I could picture Warwick driving around in.
Really? How's he getting in it?
To be bigger than that, mate.
Oh, I would hope so. I was thinking you're going to suggest he opens up a sunroof or something like that.
Through the sun, yeah, there is sunroof. Can leave it open.
Yeah, it's a bit tight though.
It does have the sunroof.
I think it still will be quite tight. What do you have for us, Beach, tonight?
Oh, I've got a few things. How about we'll start off with this thing over here. So I just have to clean off some fuzz off my face. I've got one of these.
What is this?
I don't know. It's a seaplane of some kind. It's actually from quite a famous movie. So this is the Conan movie from 1978. And this was actually drawn up and directed by Hayao Miyazaki. So Miyazaki is more famous for all the Ghibli type stuff, which people are more familiar with. So this is a bit of his early work. And I actually have released quite a few models from that series now. And this is one of the latest things. So I'm not too familiar with the series, but I thought we'll have a look inside. It's got this really funky, it's got a lot of World War II type of influence. He has a lot of World War II influence on all of his futuristic type machines and such. It's got these little bubble eyes and things. So let's have a look. Now, I if you're not familiar, is it's quite an old Japanese brand. Nice and bright yellow bits. So it is pretty chunky. So you can see the side of the fuselages, and there's a big bulbous bit on the front there. It's like a yellow submarine, isn't it? Got short, stumpy wings. And then here we've got all the clear bits. So you've got all the little bubble bits on your canopies. It's got this stand, so you can have it mounted in a sort of flying position. That's a nice touch. Big sticker there as well, with Conan written on it in Japanese. And over here, got some of the interior parts, and then you can see there's figures included as well. Yep. Let me spin around this way, probably easier to see them. There's 3 figures. And then that's the interior with all the cockpit. So it's not a really complicated kit, but I mean, it is a simple sort of shape. But it does have some really nice detail on the surfaces. You probably see some panel lines and such. It's got the separate control surfaces.
Did I have to describe that beach?
And you don't describe it. It's got rivet detail in it as well. So all you need is to put a wash through it, and they'll come up really nicely. So a lot of science fiction kits, they are generally pretty simple, but they still make really interesting models. Particularly these. I mean, this is a really interesting shape, I think. I don't really know what they call it. It's a Falco flying plane. So
you're making it up.
Huh?
You're making it up.
No, I'm not. You prove it. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Thunderbirds. Yeah, it's got that sort of Thunderbird look. I guess stuff of that sort of era have got that sort of similar sort of aesthetic. That's cool. So there is another plane as well.
So the question is, what is Warwick going to build with this? Definitely going
to do. It's going to make it look really dirty and broken and, really interesting.
Special.
Yep. I guess before I continue on with that stuff, I can't forget about the comp. We sort of forgot about it. We've been pretty busy this week, unfortunately, so apologies for that. But we've got the entries, and I'll make sure we get the judging done this weekend. So unfortunately, as you can see, I haven't finished, but I have sort of done a bit more work on the camouflage. So I've sharpened it and made it a bit sharper. It's supposed to pretend camouflage. But I'll post some more photos of this as I get closer to. So I hope to do a lot more work on this weekend. But I used a few new tricks that I've been playing with, but I'll get into that a bit later as I show you some other stuff. So what should we do now? Should we look at another kit?
Let's look at another kit.
Another kit? All right. So let's go something totally different. Let's go with a car now. I've got quite a few kits, actually. I've got 5 kits here. All right, so this is the sort of thing that Aoshima is more famous for, and that's their car kits. And they've got a whole heap of car kits.
Is that
And
like a custom TA22 Celica?
Yes. So,
Is it?
So you can read, hey? That says Celica 1600 GT.
Yes, clearly says Celica.
There, see?
Yeah.
I can read the
Celica.
T. Yeah.
Really?
I get it now. Sorry, I didn't.
So if anyone's looking at our social media,
that's my good
I
eye.
can read it now? That's your Japanese reading eye. Yeah. So if you saw our social media today, I posted up some pictures of an opened up box of the Hasegawa Celica 1600 GT. But that's the one that was raced at the Macau GT race, yes. But this particular one is a sort of street dropped version. Big front spoiler, rear spoiler. So sort of a bit like a Japanese hot rod type of thing.
It looks like something you would have had in your 20s, mate.
Me? Yeah, no, I didn't have one, but I would have appreciated. I still appreciate these. So let's open up and have a look at this one. Now, this is what they quite often call curbside. Okay, so curbside basically just means it's a simple shell with interior, but there's no engine detail or opening panels. And most of the kits are like that. They do have another series of kit which is got opening panels. They're quite a lot more complicated.
Does it not have an engine?
This doesn't have an engine. Okay, so that's why the bodies come like this.
Yep.
So all the panels are all sealed up. It's probably better for people who just like collecting the cars and appreciating the aesthetics of the shape.
Like
because when you've got too many opening panels, it's hard to make them all line up. Okay, you might see.
The models are very yellow tonight, Beige.
Yellow? What do you mean? Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. So they're quite nice and sharp details. And the thing about, getting a bodywork molded in one piece, there's multiple slide molding going on here to get all these shapes. Okay, so that's the bodywork. Over here, we've got the clear bits. Okay, so the windscreen and the side glass is all molded in one piece. Makes it easier to align it inside the body. Then over here, you've got all the clear bits for your lights.
That's my kind of window art. You just like press it in.
Yeah, you just press it in. Easy, yeah? You don't like it too difficult?
No, otherwise I get finger marks everywhere.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But you just polish it off later too. So this is just a generic piece of decal. It's got some Japanese number plates. It's got this generic yellow decal. You probably won't use it for this one, but they put this in a whole lot of their cars, so it's going to be bits that you can pick and choose from that. Okay, so clear bits. Then over here, it might be a bit hard, but these are black, mainly interior parts. You can see the wheels there as well. Yeah.
Is that different type of rings?
Two sets of wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got those big, massive four-spokers. And then over here, you've got sort of a...
Fine.
Finer spoke.
So you can build it like two ways.
Yeah, you can customize it. Yeah. And then you can see you've got the front spoiler and the rear spoiler as well. What is there? There's a couple of steering wheels in different shapes. Yeah, a bit of choice. So that's that. Then over here, there's another set of wheels. These ones are chromed.
Chrome.
Yep.
So you're telling me it comes with 3 sets of wheels?
Yeah, 3 sets of wheels. So you could probably put 2 sets in your spares box, use them for some other project. Different seats as well. So there's standard seats. So the other seats in here are actually racing seats. So it gives you a lot of options. Really good. Okay, and then obviously you got the floor pan in there as well. There's quite a bit of underside detail. You might be able to just see that there. You can see the pressing details in the bottom of the chassis. And that's it. So that's the Celica 1600 GT. So same car as the Hasegawa one, but different look altogether. But build similar too. The Hasegawa one, it's got really sharp detail too, but that's curbside as well. But have a little bit more detail on the inside because I'll have a roll cage and such. But yeah, so for the people that like the rice burners, there's a whole series of different cars like this. But they do supercars as well, so a lot of European supercars. Lamborghinis, Pagani. Yeah. There you go. Hiroshima car kit.
Brilliant.
What do you got?
Did they do a Fiat Polski?
A what?
Is it a Fiat Polski?
What's
Is that like a
Bosky?
Lada Niva?
No. Ah, that's a Lada Polski.
Is it
It's
like
another
a Tremere?
Bosky or Fiat Panda.
That's
Oh,
right.
the pandas.
The old one.
Why do
We
they
talk
call them
about
pandas? Do they give you
I
black
don't
eyes?
know. I don't know, actually. I never even researched why they call them Fiat Panda.
Probably because they're working so hard, you know, like they get worn out and
Let's
get bags
see.
under their eyes and get tired.
Yeah.
That's what my mum always tells me.
Oh, panda
Let's
eyes.
see.
That's a different take, isn't it?
That's right.
That's it. There's no mention of why it was called like that yet. We will find out.
Oh, it looks like Con's had another go at the Jag.
I think there is an answer there. I think.
Is it? Is he right?
Well, the first
Yeah.
the first contender was Jason that had a Mark V, which is very close. Let me put it back up here.
Mhm.
But then Con, where is Mark 7? And I think this is a very good winner. There is
Oh,
another
really? It's a
letter
Mark
here.
7?
Yeah, Mark 7 is correct. There is another letter after the 7.
Oh.
I think you're really close. The color,
Is
though,
it
the color is a specific name as well.
Right.
Is it
Let's see
an
if we can
S or a R? They always put that
They-
after cars, don't they? A S. S
Well,
model.
in this case, it's not an S, it's not an R.
Is
Ah,
it a GT?
Nah, wrong.
One
Not
letter
GT.
B. One
It's-
letter, mate.
It's
One
a
letter,
one
yeah.
random letter.
One letter, mate.
Yeah, GT. Push them together really close.
Is it?
I got some awesome news. I'm gonna like steal the limelight again. There's a bright light on. I'm getting really excited. Now, I said
Yeah.
there was 2 boxes. The first one was, you know, own your very own Brett's box. You can take that one home with you. This one is not going anywhere. This is an authentic Brett's box. Guess what's in there? Guess what came into my hot little hands today? Now, you have to be comfortable in silence for this one.
Oh! What is that? It's a texture.
It looks like, hang on, I've got to put one box down and get another box out. It looks like a BD10 box, does it not?
Mhm.
Does it
Yeah,
say
it's not.
BD10?
Yeah, it does indeed.
It doesn't say LC or LCR down the bottom. It says,
No.
oh, too much glare.
For winning.
Can we even see that? What's going on?
Yeah.
FWD.
The reflection.
There we go.
Oh, here you go.
Oh,
This
that's
is it.
perfect. Does that mean
This
forward
is
drive?
the long-awaited and much anticipated half a BD10, or commonly referred to as front-wheel drive.
Yeah.
So it's a 4x2 front-wheel drive. Now, those of you that don't know, I've gotten a bit of a affinity with these. I actually didn't have the time to break the seal nicely. So I don't know what the boss thinks, but I think we might just rip into it and have a look. Do you want to do an unboxing?
I think we're doing unboxing. I think it's a must do.
You think it's a must-do? All right.
Let's rip the
Absolutely.
top
What
off
do you think?
I don't
Rip it
know.
off.
You know I'm not allowed sharp things. This
No,
could
just
go
at the
anywhere.
supermarket.
This could go anywhere.
How
No,
do you
not
not
near the
lose the
supermarket.
cover of your knife? How come you still got the cover of your knife?
That's the sheet.
I also have
You
the
gotta keep
cover,
it
but I
sheet,
don't have the
right?
knife anymore. Let me see. I'm sure I've got a cover in here.
You have
I
to
think
keep
I
it
see
I don't
sheet,
need covers on
otherwise
my knives anymore.
bound to go straight through my fingers.
See what I
This
can
one has
find
got
here.
a broken seal.
Oh,
Who's
it's
going to
cut.
be the lucky? Who's going to be the lucky punter that gets this one? So this is the new BD. Seriously, guys, this is the new BD10F. This just came into Australian shores just today. I think it landed in store about 3 or 4 p.m. So let's have a look. Now, luckily with this, we've got a whole load of new spare parts.
Mm-hmm.
So as similar as it is to the BD10 four-wheel drive car, which I've got one here somewhere. It's over there in bits and pieces. I'm actually doing a bit of a workshop build for a customer. it does have a different chassis. So when you overlay the chassis to the four-wheel drive or the BD10, the motor mount on the front-wheel drive is more frontal, it's more forward to give a stronger weight distribution to the front. And there's a sexy little bridge here on the back opening, which is the same size, but there's a little bridge here, and that holds the new mass damper. And that's a new item that's come out. So it's not going to be able to be retrofitted to the four-wheel drives at this stage, to the BD10 LCs. But yeah, the BD10F is the evolution of that chassis, and it does have provisions for the mass damper. Now, the beauty with the BD10F is that there are a lot of parts that do carry over from the four-wheel drive, in that the suspension mounts are the same front and rear, so the same pill blocks and hinge pins. The motor mount is new. The center spur carrier is new. The top deck is new. A lot of the underpinnings, rear hubs, things like that are new. And they haven't just done the cheapo thing and taken the bones out of the rear axles. They've actually, there's a new one-piece alloy rear axle for the hex drive. So yeah, so that is a pretty cool little bum dragger. Now, what else have we got here? You guys will be more than aware that the BD10 LCR actually came to Australia with Japanese instructions, and it caused quite a stir. And since then, every instruction booklet has actually come with translatable, so both Japanese, which makes perfect sense, both Japanese and both English notes and footnotes on it. So
that must be how you learned to speak Japanese and read Japanese, yeah?
It is from one eye.
Yeah.
Only from my Japanese eye.
You need to train the other one.
The other one's trying to learn Italian. Don't confuse
Oh,
them.
dear. Didn't go very well with the Fiat Panda.
It's not gone very well with the Fiat Panda. My favorite thing, the stickers. Now, upon looking from this is the first time I've seen the sticker sheet. I'll be honest, I'm a little gutted that they only had to put one letter, didn't they? They only had to add an F, but they didn't.
Yep.
So it says BD10. It is indeed a BD10, but it doesn't say BD10F. So I'm sure the instructions are fantastic. It's got English and Japanese on it, which is good for BJ's got both bases covered there. You know? And the rest of it, guys,
all in one bag.
Is in two bags.
It's actually quite surprising how many different parts there are.
Yeah, well, when I went through the spare parts today, we've got the motor mount, which is we've got the chassis, the motor mount, the top deck. We've got the bumper bar because it's a weighted 90-gram bumper bar in the front wheel drive. The servo mount, because the servo mount actually flips from the left side to the right side on the front wheel drive, because that pushes the motor. It's allowed them to push the motor further up. And apart from that, yeah, it's got different sway bars to account for the heavier front end. It's got different spring rates, again, to account for the different weight balance of the car. But apart from that, the beauty about this car is that you can, in fact, have very few spare parts between the BD10 and the BD10F. So to race two cars, you really only have like 8 parts that are actually different.
So it shows you how much development they put into it, because they wanted to use as many common components as possible, as you say. So it's good to run both cars without too many additional spares, because the suspension is basically the same. Yeah. But they've got enough different parts to actually make the car perform very well in its new configuration.
Yeah. Yeah. So still debating myself whether to build this one up and run it, or to run. I've got a brand new, this one here. Now this is the Aeromax one. that we built a while back. Now, obviously, we've been unallowed to go to the tracks of late. So this is brand new. This still doesn't have anything other than a servo in it. And this is the Aeromax Medius conversion. And to be honest, the only parts that differ from that to the BD10 are the same parts of between the BD10 and the Yokomo BD10F. So the chassis, the motor mount, and the top deck. Essentially the rest of it, the bumper bar, but it uses the same pill blocks, the same arms, the same hinge pins, effectively the same geometry of an awesome car. So, and it is based off the LC, so the low center of gravity version. Whereas as that one there, the Aeromax car, that's based off the older, well, it's based off my old BD10, the four-wheel drive. So yeah, so that is really cool. It's a really cool class, and yeah, and I think it's undiscovered. It's still in its very early stages of growing and development. And the fact that so many manufacturers are now making cars for it, I think shows how serious they are about having it as a second class. And on road doesn't really have like off-road where you have stadium truck, two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. But on-road, there's really only one class you can enter, you know. I mean, there's TC, there's 12th scale, and there's very up and down is F1. Now, F1 and 12th scale are really hit and miss year to year, depends on availability and trends. Whereas front-wheel drives come in, you can use the same tires, 90% of the same spares. It just makes sense for a second class. And here in Victoria, we've implemented rules using very cheap running gear as far as it is controlled motor and speedy. And that comes from the Hobbywing range. And that's like $100 speedy, the Just Stock, oops, this one here, the Just Stock speedy, which is well good enough for the motor that we run with it. It uses a program box. It's functional. It's simple enough, and it's, like I said, primarily it's a cost thing, and it keeps the cars parity level on a competition or on a speed sense of view. So it's not so who's got the latest speedy or who's got the latest software or you know. So that's pretty good there. And the other thing that we've implemented here in Victoria as well is the Just Stock 13.5 motor, which isn't a powerhouse motor, and nor is it designed to be. It's just meant to be a cheaper sort of entry-level level playing field of, again, not having to have the latest motor to go as fast as possible. Yeah, and with front-wheel drive, power is really not as important as you think, because it comes down to a little bit more of car setup, throttle control, and driving style. It is a little bit different to the four-wheel drive touring cars. There's a little bit more finesse. They're a little bit less unforgiving, like in setup. Like you only have to be off a little bit and you'll be pirouetting and doing donuts effectively. At the same time, they're a little bit more forgiving dynamically in that they move a little bit slower and they react a little bit slower as well. So, yeah. Anyway, front-wheel drive, 1/10. Yeah, and it's a 13.5 turn, the 13.5 turn motor.
But 13.5 is still plenty fast, isn't it?
It is still plenty fast. It's still enough to smoke your tires and everything like that. Like I said, this motor, though, comparatively, honestly, is probably as fast as and I use the word proper, as a proper 21.5, maybe 17.5 GT motor, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not a powerhouse, but it's designed to be. It's fixed timing, so you can't fiddle with it. There's no aftermarket rotors. It is censored, so it does have pretty good resolution and drivability. It's no slouch. It's just like a parody of cost leveling form of racing. So it's sort of perfect for your second class. So you can race TC and have your front wheel drive. And personally, I think they look pretty cool to boot, you know, and really looking forward to Biddy Design. This is the Biddy Design HCF done in box art. that the RC car brothers did for us. And BD Design are actually working on and about to release a brand new TCR front wheel drive body, which is gonna, I can't wait to get my hands on. And I think they look really cool. So that is
cool.
BD Design HCF, and I've got one down here as well because we also stock Zoo, and that is the Zoo Gorilla, done in my sort of familiar colors. Yeah, it's called Gorilla. You know, without getting licensing from Toyota and calling it a Corolla, they've gone with Gorilla.
That's close
yeah,
enough.
that's pretty cool. You know, it's definitely not as scale looking as the HCF. I think the HCF is a bit more edgy and a bit more racy looking, whereas the Zoo body does just look a bit more like a generic race car.
It's good to see Yokomo with a new front-wheel drive as well, because I don't know if anyone can remember that Yokomo had their YRX2. Was it YRX2?
YRX or YRF. I might need the Tonys to help out here if they're watching.
Because that had the funky trailing arm suspension.
Yeah, they were really cool.
The crossbars.
And the tiny shocks. Master Joe actually had one, and one of my first ever ventures to the Coburg Velodrome was Master Joe behind the wheels, and it was as fast as we could get it, and the front wheel drive was just amazing around there.
Oh, they were fast.
Tires,
and they look weird because they used to have the fatty tires on the front.
Yeah, fatty tires on the front.
32 mil and 26s on the back.
Something like that. 30 or 26 is pretty much from the Nitro cars. And the early TC days, we actually used to run different offset, different thickness tires. Since we went to rubber, I think we bought it all into line.
I think they're all collector's items now, those things.
Made it a little bit easier somewhat.
Oh, there you go. Tony Pereira, he knows. YRF2.
YRF2. Tony
Pereira.
Two
versions, wasn't there?
Tony
There was
Pereira.
a standard fiberglass one. But then there was that special carbon one, which is just awesome.
Yeah, and they had these tiny little shocks and stuff. So they were really cool. So the BD10F, that's what's in Brett's box. And and that is really cool. Really cool. That is probably the coolest thing that's come in this week for sure.
Well, along with a big restock of all Yokomo parts, we have the YZ4 again, and we have some drift cars. Yeah,
and it's just been the way of the world at the moment to say sorry, we're out of stock, or sorry, this hasn't come. But when you think of Yokomo, you think of a four-wheel drive off-road buggy. Well, I do anyway. And unfortunately, like, we've been out of stock for in excess of 6 weeks now. We haven't been able to provide that. And that's not from our lack of doing. That's from just a worldwide shortage of not having the kits. So there you go. Nice. That's the last one. That's the unicorn.
Oh, yes. And that's got a special front arm.
Oh, yes.
That has got the Terminator front arm on it.
That's it. Well, hopefully we take it for a spin this weekend.
Oh, are we ever? I'm chomping at the bit.
Look at that. Look at that.
And that has got TDK in it. That's lovely.
Oh, it tastes good.
I use the TDK in the moustache, and I think it gets a really good point.
Yeah. Tastes a bit lemony. Good.
More coconut than lemon.
Oh, coconut. Oh, good to know. Very good. So I think meanwhile, Jason confirmed that these are M version. So it's a Mark 7 M.
Right.
Impressive.
So what do we still need? We still need the color.
I guess we still need the color.
And there was a particular version, right?
No, this is it. Well, actually, there is a particular version as well. There is more than that, if you want.
So somebody guessed that it was burgundy. And that's not the color.
Is it like a very rich yellow?
Very rich yellow.
No?
You've been playing too much with the color wheel, mate.
I think so.
I have.
I think so. So, meantime, what tricks are you going to show us, BJ, tonight?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Well, this is what I've been working on.
Ooh.
What is that?
Ooh.
A bunch of clips.
What'd you call me?
Oh, I can't repeat that. I'll get in trouble. So that'll be easy to recognize, won't it?
Plugger.
Is it housing a plugger, I think?
Is it dinner
Does anyone
plugger?
know what version this is going to be?
Dinner plugger.
Hey?
Is it dinner plugger?
Yeah, you might be right there. All right, so this will probably make it a bit easier. No ideas?
I love how you got so much detail on it already.
What do you mean? All I've done is painted it this heritage sort of browny red and the grey on the top.
What's the
some
roof?
windows.
Is that grey? Yeah.
It is grey.
Yep.
Lucky I didn't do it. It would have been some dodgy looking carbon fibre.
So Tony reckons I should put some lights inside. The problem is if I put lights inside, you still won't see them. It'll just be really bright inside.
Here we go. So we actually have confirmation it's a son of plugger.
Yes. Yes. So this is going to be a restaurant car. So I was actually thinking about lights, but lights will be something I'll add to it once I get it finished. So we'll get it all finished and then I'll think about how I'll get the lights in there. So it'll really look really nice if I did lights here as well, like headlights and brake lights, and we'll do it on both sides. But let's just get it all together first. And then I guess we can mill out all the lights later and put something inside. Yeah, that's right.
Tony Pereira is not allowed to cut anything.
Isn't he?
No.
He's done plenty of fingers.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
If I wanted LED put in my thumb, I'd ask Tony how to do it.
Yeah. So this is going to be basically this. So this is the kit version of the tram. So it's basically the same bodywork as the one we put onto the working chassis, but it comes with a little base and some scale wheels. Okay, so I've already got the chassis on the bottom there. I'm going to paint that all black as well, so it's hard to see. And then I'll start painting up some wheels there. Okay, so they're just going to be like this. And then if you ever wanted to power it up, you could always just unclip it and put it on a working chassis and put it around the track. So that's where I'm at here. Now, one of the things I've been playing around with is really with paint. So this has all been brush painted. I haven't sprayed any of this. And to get the really smooth finish, the red part isn't actually that smooth because it's quite a large area and it's hard to get it super smooth in a large area. And I was thinking, how do I get it smoother while I was doing the roof and also with the windows? So I've discovered, I actually saw Engel Droidus. He used I've lost stuff. Where is it?
Who's got it, mate?
There it is. There we go. This stuff, Airbrush Flow Improver. Okay, so I've been talking with Warwick some time ago, and he's been playing around with tension breaker. So basically what happens is when you're using water-based paints like we've been using here, the biggest problem is when you mix it with water, water has a really big tension. So you probably notice that when you put water on a surface, it bubbles up. And you don't want that because it leaves watermarks. And the tension breaker, when you apply it, it's just like detergent. It breaks it. It goes flat. But you can use dishwashing detergent, but dishwashing detergent has other stuff in it, like fragrance, and it also bubbles up. It's got suds and things, which isn't the best thing if you shake it up too much. So that's where this stuff works great. A new name? Oh, I don't know about that. I don't think he sings. So that's the Airbrush Flow Improver. So for quite some time, I mean, the name of it also confuses you.
Drinking that the other day.
Yeah, because it comes with this like built-in straw thing on the end of it. Now, this stuff isn't just for airbrushes. So it helps with airbrush spraying because by lowering the tension, it comes out smoother. It also acts as a retarder so it doesn't dry immediately. But after seeing a little toot and just mixing in a couple of drops of this into your wet palette, into your mix, it just makes it super smooth. So that's how you can make washes, and that's how all the black is gone on. The black is super smooth. Okay, it looks a little bit rough here because it's gone on top of the slightly rough brown, but it just flowed off the brush really well, filled in all the way up to the corners, no problem. And then I just did a sort of a glaze wash across the grey as well. And that's super smooth as well. So I'm going to be using that on all the acrylic paints that I brush paint from now on. And this makes such a difference. So if you want to make washes, add this to your wash to avoid your acrylic washes from just beading up. So that's a bit of a revelation for me this time around. Other thing, talking about acrylics, I'm going to give this a go.
Still learning.
Who? Everyone's learning. This is the Equus Surfacer. So this is from Mr. Hobby, Japanese company, make a lot of very, very good lacquer-based paints. And I traditionally really like the spray primers from them. So working in an apartment, I don't have a spray booth set up all the time. So I quite often use cans still. So particularly with my primers and with my clear coats. But I'm pretty much finished with my lacquer primer. And I'm going to try this new water-based primer. So water-based primers generally don't come in cans. So I'll be interested to see how this comes out because lacquer paint is quite strong in the solvent smell. So even though I sprayed on my balcony, you still get spray going everywhere and the fumes. So with this stuff, hopefully it's going to have a lower smell. And I'll test it out for how tough it is because lacquers are really tough. And I'd like to see if they've been able to achieve that with this as well. So that's something I'm going to be looking at. So what else shall we look at? Has Brett got anything else or shall I continue on? Oh, looks hard pressed, eh?
Looks a bit empty there.
You know me, Beige, I could go all night.
Yeah, but what about stuff that you can show me?
Wow, that too.
Oh.
So excited. So excited to go out and play toy cars on the weekend.
Oh, stop it.
We're gonna go undercover for a little test and tune and coaching day.
Oh.
That's pretty cool.
Was that this weekend?
Yeah. At an undisclosed location.
Yeah.
It's gonna be COVID free and lovely.
What do you mean COVID free? You don't have to pay for it.
That's true. Masks will be worn and fun will be had.
Oh, excellent. That's what we want to do.
Car welcome.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Somebody told me today that I didn't realize that there might or might not be carpet on top of the.
There's almost carpet there.
What?
They put carpet on the jumps, don't they?
They put carpet all along the track to protect it. So when people go there during the week, it doesn't get damaged. It's just to reduce the maintenance. So it's actually pretty good. So if you go practice in there, even if it's a bit wet, you still have a carpet there. And
I was hoping to sort of recreate the, or make a nice video kicking up dirt, but that's going to be hard on carpet, mate.
Kicking up carpet?
You can move the carpet.
Can move it.
Yeah. If you're strong enough.
All right. Well, we'll take Beige. You'll be right.
I could help. I may offer some help. I may.
Oh, what do you got there? It's been beautified.
A little bit beautified. It's got a bit of war paint.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said something about cool runnings. Excuse the big. It's got a bit of 9 steps. I had to make sure that it didn't fall off the wall and kill me while I was, on the laptop.
Yeah, hate it when that happens, like big huntsmen.
Yeah, that's right. I just have RC cars coming off the wall and trying to kill me. So somebody said to me the other day, cool runnings. I don't know. I don't
it's got that sort of Jamaican look to it.
Yeah, it has definitely been beautified. It's got some war paint.
Yeah,
we sold out of our first batch of our Hearns Racing exclusive ready to race packages of the bullets. So we've put some more together today and ready for dispatch and pickup and dying to get people to the track and having fun. So hoping to get this out and about on the weekend and see what it can actually do.
Yep.
With much. Yeah, so excited.
Good.
What about here?
Well, my Octane is charging up, so there will be the actually my outlaw. So it would come out. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's fancy.
I got some huge 14-inch rims.
Oh, I nearly passed out, BJ.
What do you mean?
Oh.
I said rims.
I know.
So if you didn't know, like with Aoshima, with the cars I had before, you can get optional wheels. So there's only one packet. There's a whole heap of different kinds because they designed them to be interchangeable.
It already comes with 3 wheels.
Yeah, but you might want 4.
Jeez.
There you go. Nice chromies.
Noise.
You don't even have to paint them.
Some tyres. Huh?
Oh,
look at the treads on them. They've got really nice detail on them.
That's my favourite part is putting the tyres on the wheels. Is it just me?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So it comes with a packet of these little polycaps too, because that's the polycaps that they use to clip it onto the axles. So the polycap just sits in that little recess there. You just press it on. So you can really change your wheels anytime you want after you've built your model. And you can customize it to what you like. Cool, these little decals as well. A bit hard to see because they've got that protective cover on them. But yeah, so you got the center decals.
COVID safe.
And some funky registration plates as well. So that's something different.
Plates for the wheels.
Hey?
What do you need registration plates for?
No, for the car. Silly Billy.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, different.
We also do ships.
Looks like we're going to war.
Looks like it. This one didn't do too well though. It got destroyed.
Did it?
So this is part of the Waterline series. So if you're not familiar with that, so the Japanese are right into wargaming with ships. Okay, so a really powerful naval power at the time, and they're still into this sort of. It fascinates them, even though obviously they lost the war, but they did have a very powerful navy at the time. And Waterline just means that. Huh? Don't mention it. Oh, sorry. So Waterline just means that these models are designed to be built so that when you lay them flat, they look like they're floating. So hence Waterline. Okay. Wow. And this symbol you'll see not only on Aoshima kits, but it's on Tamiya, Hasegawa, Pit Road, and all these other companies. So they just agreed at the time that they were going to do this series so that people that collect them will be able to use kits from any of the brands and they'll all match together in size. Also, at the early stages, they agreed that they weren't going to duplicate any kits. So if you wanted a particular ship that only one manufacturer made, then you had to buy that particular ship. So they shared the love. But these days, they're sort of making all sorts now, so it's sort of open market. But that's really nice. So
that doesn't sound like fair trading to me. That sounds dodgy.
Well, it was fair, then they gave up the gentleman's agreement, so it's whatever they want to do now. But it started off there. Okay, so this particular aircraft carrier, so the Japanese are very well known for their aircraft carriers, but these were a later aircraft carrier. They needed to build a lot after they lost heaps at Midway. And so this is actually medium size. So it's not as big as the ones that they actually lost, but they were easy to build. Unfortunately, by the time these were finished in 1944, they didn't have enough pilots or planes to actually use them. So they just left them. So let's have a look. So ships are a little bit different, but you can see here, it is reasonably big size. This is the top of the, I guess you call that the flight deck. Got a couple of holes there for the elevators to go into the hangars. And then you've got the sides of the not fuselage, the hull of the ship. See some of the portholes and where all the guns will be. That's the biggest part. Over here, you've got the decal. So there's a camo decal that goes across the top. And then over here, you see the rising suns. So they're for the sides of the aircraft. Sorry, the wings of the aircraft, because you do get some aircraft with it. And then you can see some of the aircraft in there. Quite a lot of small bits and pieces. Over here, this is the actual base of the hull. So that's a flat part, so that's a waterline. And then, actually, there's another deck there. So let's see. What's that?
What's that?
That's the actual upper deck. So, I don't know. There was a deck in here as well.
The double decker.
There's double deck.
Not a bus, Nick.
Oh, right. You compared
so
to the race.
Deck. Okay, so one to the hangar, and then this is actual flight deck there. So that's a bigger one. So these are quite new molding. So it's really sharp. You got some clear parts there as well. So traditionally you wouldn't see any clear parts in a ship kit. Got some anti-aircraft guns there. More planes. Okay, so you got some Zeros and a few dive bombers. And then you got all the escape rafts. You can see how much detail. These things are tiny. I mean, look at the size of my finger here.
Is that a big finger or a small ship?
Big finger? Do you want a big finger?
No, thanks.
And then they always come with one of these. It's actually got a weight inside, so that when you a weight,
a headband.
Just so when you put it on your table, or if you're doing wargaming with it, it just stays put. So yeah, they all come with that. They're all designed with that. So that's the Unru, which is a medium-sized aircraft carrier developed in the middle part of the Second World War. And they actually planned to build 15 or so of these things, but they never came to much use. So
they sunk their first one and given up.
Well, now they're building thousands of them.
Are they? Oh, these ones. Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
But the thing is, we just got in a whole heap of different ships. So not just this one. I just picked up something that looked interesting. There's also
quite a few Tamiya actually.
Look at the British Illustrious. It's another aircraft carrier. Yep. So it's got some swordfish there. So it includes some swordfishes as well.
Where?
Right on the front there. That's it.
Is it swordfishes or swordfish eye?
That's a conundrum, isn't it? Oh, that's going to keep me awake.
Quite the kerfuffle.
Yeah.
So, what else is there?
What else do we have? I have my engines here. I was trying to open them, but I've got one screw is stripped, so I can't really open it.
You said you were going to start it.
You're going to start it?
Neighbors are sleeping already, I think. I'm going to start on the bench.
Yeah, start it up. Just push it against the starter box.
I can't find a pull start anymore. So, let's see who knows or remember what this may be. It's actually not very old, but let me jump on this screen. BJ knows this engine very well, I'm sure.
I do. I know it very well. Had a really
this
funky...
is one of my all-time favorite. I raced this one till probably 5-6 years ago.
It looks like it's done plenty of work.
That's the engine that brought this company back.
Are you trying to say that I was not a good driver and banging everywhere? So yes, let me see if I can get the zoom. This pipe has seen better times, as you can see a few knocks here. But when you race buggies, this happens.
Have you re-welded that pipe, Nick?
It's just weathered.
No, it's custom. I think this pipe has been. What did we do on this one? I think we put it into the. What we used to do, put it in a cooker with a brake cleaner or something.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, like a slow cooker thing.
Yeah, slow cooker. Yeah, I don't even remember what it used to be, but yeah, after you race them for a while, the pipes get full of oil inside and really heavy and dirty. So we put them in a slow cooker. I don't remember what we used to put in. Was it brake cleaner? No, I don't think it was brake cleaner. It was something. And you let them cook for a few hours, it will come out really brand new. But you lose all the markings and all that kind of stuff, really. So now this looks a bit different, but this kind of stuff then happens during racing. So this was my practice pipe. I was done quite a few races, really. I was going to open the back plate so we could have a look inside. See the back plate here, but this screw on this side here is actually straight, so I can't really open it.
Here.
I have the tool. I'm looking for a big screwdriver because, by the look of it, I already sliced it.
And you didn't replace it.
Well, things happen, Let me see if I can find a big screwdriver here. I haven't replaced it now. I don't have a big screwdriver to open that. A big flat. I don't know. So I'm back. I have one, but I think this is too small.
Look out.
No, my finger is going to go. I'm going to do a tiny here.
You're going to get it right through the palm of your hand.
No, this is not going to happen.
All right. So has it got a big end problem? Is that why you were going to open it, or?
I don't know. I was just going to show what it looks like.
It's just waiting for another buggy.
He's waiting for another buggy. Yes.
There you go.
Here we go. So what's the story, BJ, with his engine?
This engine? Well, it's an OS engine.
This is an OS speed. So the speed is the top of the range of the OS offering, isn't it?
It was at that stage. So for many, many years, so OS wanted to win a world championship in every single conceivable form of fuel-powered radio control. So they've done it many times in aircraft, helicopters, but cars had evaded them for a very long time. So they had some really good engines. Traditionally, they've all been blue. And then they came out with this particular VZB. So you might notice that the head cooling is fairly round from the top, the profile, but from the side, it's got the V shape. And one of the great things about it was this particular engine had good power. It had a very good fuel economy, which was a plus because you could run it for a long time on a tank of fuel, whereas other engines, you'd need to come in and refuel the tank, which is quite a bit of lost time. And they've always been very reliable to start. So OS traditionally, easy to start, very reliable, but didn't have the power compared to, say, the Italian Novarossi engines. But then they came out with this, and it was a winner. Okay, so it wasn't particularly expensive. And then a lot of tuning houses actually got these engines and modified them. And I guess one of the famous tuning houses that doesn't exist anymore would be JP. So
yes,
JP modified VZBs, highly sought after. But even out of the box, they were already very, very good. And then from all these tuning houses coming out, OS just got better and better and actually made their own tuning house, and they called that Speed. So that's why you see OS Speed engines now. And they're basically a factory-modified racing engine. Okay, so they have the tungsten weights put into the crank. They have the silicon put into the crank as well to smooth the airflow from the carburetor. And they've actually won their multiple world championships in buggy. And then quite recently, they won on-road as well. So they've pretty much picked up all their world championships now.
I think they struggled for many years to become very competitive on-road from memory.
Yes.
And eventually that happened recently.
Yes, that's right.
Can see inside the camera here, probably too dark. No, we can't see anything. No, too dark.
So yeah, that's a real era-breaking engine, that one. And a lot of people remember that as a classic.
Very, very nice engine indeed.
Nick's going to make a comeback.
I think this could go on my Berganzoni when I finish putting it back together. So eventually,
that'll be a collector's item. They should go into.
I think so.
Into the museum.
Well, we've got a long lost friend of ours returning back to Melbourne.
Oh yes.
And I'm sure that he'll screw it in for you, Nick, and fire it up.
Yes, I heard that. Hopefully, Sam, it's going to be around next week to put this together.
We'll be welcoming Sam back. We expect donuts and milkshakes on arrival.
Yes.
Monday morning.
That's it.
Yes.
It's been
brilliant.
It's been 4 months or so since young Savage Sam has graced our presence, and looking forward to having him back.
Oh, easy line.
What have you got there?
I got a reel of stuff.
Are you going fishing? Can
you see it?
It's snapper season, mate.
I don't know if anyone really knows much about Easy Line, but
is it like a nose hair or something?
Oh, if you had a nose hair like this, it'll give you hell.
Would it?
Because this stuff, you see it there?
No.
Oh, there we go. See how I've tensioned it? It actually stretches 7 times its original length. So if I had it here, do you see that? See how I'm stretching it?
I could give myself an implant with that.
Well, you could. I mean, there's 30 meters of this stuff. I mean, you could do me too. So you see me tension it there. The great thing about it is if you accidentally touch it, see that? It springs back into tension.
I reckon that would be great for doing like power lines on a modern railway or something.
Well, that's right. So this is a perfect thing for doing it because you can actually pull it. You see how far I've got it? Because if you try to do that with regular thread, it'll be there's no way you get that with this sort of tension.
Really?
Okay, so that's perfectly straight. Then if you accidentally knock it, like this, it's not going to break on you. The other good thing with this is you can do the rigging on aircraft. So quite often on wing-nut wings, 32nd scale aircraft, you use this for doing all the lines. But then also on model ship models, for doing the antennas across the top. This is great for that too. Now this is the thin stuff. So this is what they call the fine.
When I do antennas, I like to actually stretch sprue.
Stretching sprue. You want to learn about stretching sprue?
No, I know all about it.
Oh, do you? Oh,
Have you been practicing?
I've got a candle right here.
So that's the fine stuff, but you can get a thicker one. So the thicker one is about twice that thickness.
Pretty thick.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So I'm going to be using this. Actually, I thought about using this in the APC build. So it's got the opening door, and so this is going to be the cable for the door, so that when you opened it, it'll stretch out, and then when you closed it, it'll just tension up again. But I'll probably need the thicker one for that. But I'll probably use this somewhere along the line on models somewhere. I don't know. I'm sure it'll come in handy.
The machining Krieger.
Yeah, it'll be used on something on Krieger as well, for sure. Super fine stuff. Really good. Where's the camera?
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
That's actually really good. Well, here we go.
So you see how it's all floppy there? And you just tension it up.
Like a banjo string.
Banjo string.
Yeah.
So you can see there's this whole heap of it. 30 meters.
How many meters in a roll?
30.5, 100 feet.
Wow.
But then if you stretch out to
That's
7
so
times,
7 times. It's a kilometer.
That's 210 meters.
What?
Oh dear.
Yeah, so you can get that in different colors too. Black being the most popular, of course. But you can get in like these brown colors, which they call rope, rust color. There's green as well, if you want to make it like a weathered copper look. They do make white as well, but white's not so popular because white is actually really difficult to see when you get it all stretched out. So I guess if you use a black and just put a little bit of white across it, you'll probably get that sort of white finish. But yeah, so easy line. So we've got that back. A lot of places actually don't carry this because it's not the easiest stuff to find, but we've got quite a lot of it now. So keep that in mind. It's good stuff, particularly for the train modelers. They love it.
Very good.
I'm sure Marlon has plenty of it.
Probably has. It's probably got every color.
Sure it does.
I thought he would just use strands his big hair.
Should suggest that one day.
Well, maybe that's what he uses it for.
Well, maybe.
Sell them off.
Plenty of it.
Brilliant. Do we have anything else, or we're almost ready for the weekend? You got more?
Oh, stop it.
I don't know if you want to see inside. I just thought the box art looked really funky. That's pretty funky looking, isn't it?
I wonder how many wheels are going to be in there. At least 4, I would say.
How many pairs of wheels are in a C West kit?
4 or 6.
I am a huge Wankel fan.
It's got Advan wheels on it.
I can chew your ear off about Wankel.
What? You talking about rotaries or something else?
Yeah, of course a rotary.
Oh, pretty clear bits. You see that? That's all in one piece.
Oh,
you love that, don't you? Just push it in place, no fingerprints.
The best when it's one piece is straight in, no fingerprints.
What's that?
What's that?
Oh, that's another set of glass and a smoke finish.
Is that if you want tinted windows? If anyone wants to go all gangster.
So it is really, really dark, but I guess that's the real lights too. So you're gonna have the smoke real lights.
I don't think it's roadworthy. I wouldn't have that. It's not roadworthy.
What do you mean?
Well, your little man's not going to see out at night.
I'm sure you'll fit a Coke can underneath it. Got some chromey wheels.
That's not what's on the box.
And we've got some goldies. No. Advance.
Again, 2 sets of wheels.
Look at that.
Yeah,
what
choices.
What does it go with having multiple sets of wheels for one model kit?
Oh, I don't know. Isn't that like a person who loves doing this stuff? They'll probably have a set of tires and wheels in the garage. You just see the wing there. See that sort of the white bit. There's a wing there, and then there's
my wingman.
The struts. Am I? Who are you? You Goose.
Maverick.
Oh, stop it.
Terry White Chemmart is now administering the AstraZeneca.
What's happened?
I don't know. Something started here.
I think
There's
I was
someone
giving a
here.
booster.
Oh, we already looked at that. Oh, here. This is pretty cool. So this is the bumpers and the aprons and the side skirts and the big shiny poo pipe.
I do love a big shiny pipe.
Yeah, and then you got the clear headlight covers there as well. And then these are window masks. You can see
No
there.
end in.
Just cut it out. And then some
Why
decals.
do you need window masks
Why
if
do
you've got 3 sets of windows already?
Why do you need window masks? Oh, I don't know. There's probably
Why is
clear
it-
ones, right? So you want to do the black surrounds.
But don't you put the windows in after you've painted the car?
Is that for the black trim
No,
around?
sometimes you paint the windows before you put it on the car. So you put that on the inside of the windows, and then you spray them black, full of black surround, and then you glue it into the bodywork.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
very fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So look at that value. Wheels.
Multiple wheels.
And I think that's pretty much all I got here. Yeah, looks like it.
Good. Very good. Well, I think then we're done. Brett, have you found anything else there?
I'm
Done.
calling it. Before they start trying to vax us over the computer, I'm getting scared now.
Indeed.
I feel like Siri was starting to attack us.
Yeah,
He's
possibly.
everywhere.
They just
Possibly.
announced our freedom, and then I started hearing an ad for AstraZeneca. Like I start to get a bit of PTSD.
Oh dear. Cool. So we've got quite a few videos coming out for this weekend, isn't it? There's still one of the build of the 3D GP 3D.
There is. That's
Yeah.
coming out on Sunday. And then tonight we've got the F4 Phantom from Tamiya. So it's almost done. It's getting really close.
You're just
What's
milking it now. You're trying to get it out to 26 episodes. I know you.
I think
Hey, we're
it's-
going to
it's
push it into 3
episodes.
seasons, mate.
It's going to
It's
be
3
like
episodes.
Neighbours. It's going to be going in 25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last episode is going to be in 2 episodes. Always like that. Every
But
time
Brett, you
we
got a
say,
video
how many?
coming out
2
too.
more. 2 more. Good.
Brett's got a car video tomorrow.
Have I?
Yeah. Yeah. Don't you
What is
remember?
it? No.
I don't know. Surprise.
Surprise, surprise. One of many.
That's right.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Nah,
All
it's
right,
great
then.
fun, guys.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And
Thank you for having me.
thank you for joining us, Brett. And
The little car, do we work out the version of it?
oh, sorry, I packed it, put it away already. Finished. Hold on.
Oh.
Ready to go home. That's it. Job
It's
done.
already back. Sold. To. So here you go. Little car. So
Yes.
it's a Jaguar Mark 7
Yes.
M,
Yeah.
and the specific model is Queen Mother.
Queen
Mother.
Mother. So it's a Queen Mother's.
Yes. And a claret
Wouldn't that just be Lizzie?
red metallic.
Can we just call it,
Oh.
Lizzie?
The what?
The Lizzie. I don't know.
Lizzie.
The Queen Mum.
There we go.
That
Look
is
at
a
the
good
details,
looking.
by the way. It's called the
Yeah, it's really fun. The chrome
That
trims,
is-
are they, on the sides?
That is something a Bond villain would drive.
What are
Here
you
we
trying
go.
to say about the Queen Mum?
Shifty.
She's a villain. Can you imagine she pulls out this submachine gun out of a handbag?
Come
Now
on,
you're
come
getting
on.
carried away,
Scary.
mate. Now it's time to finish. You're getting carried away, Beach.
No,
I
not at
think
all.
so. All right, everyone. So thank you for
Alrighty.
watching us. We shall see you next Friday. It's going to be night again, most likely.
Hmm.
Same place, same time, and more stuff.
Yep, for
We're
sure.
going to have a full race report, aren't we?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we'll have some. Maybe
And
we have some footage.
Hopefully we have
maybe.
some videos to share with you guys.
Yes,
Looking
Hey.
forward to
possibly.
it.
Hearns on track.
Yes. All right, then.
It's got to
Thank
be
you
done.
everyone for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Thanks for
Yeah,
having
see you
me.
guys.